Hey, what's going on, people? I'd like to welcome y'all back to the PM Lifestyle Podcast. Today, we're here to discuss a certain topic. It probably can get a little greasy, a little touchy, whatever the case may be. We're going to be here for it. So, before we get started, I would like you guys to follow, like, subscribe to the PM Lifestyle on YouTube. Hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button. That way you'll be notified anytime we go live or have post any kind of videos, anything of that nature. You can be really locked into what's going on. Um, have a lot of different rare topics, man. We cover fashion, lifestyle, sports, firearm training, you name it, travel. I try to cover a wide spectrum of a lot of different things. So you won't missing out, man. You won't be missing out. So, I do a lot of this and there, here and there. I see a lot of things, report a lot of things. So that way you be in a loop of what's really going on. So today's topic, man, I'm be around a lot of people. I'm talking to a lot of people on a daily basis. Um, I see, greet, talk to at least minimum 100 people a week. This is guaranteed. 100 people a week, whether they're repeat clients, they're clients of mine. A large percentage of them, I can say, are out of the percentage that I run into. I can say that it's got to be at least 95% minimum of men. I interact with a lot of females too because they're in the building, but a large percent are men. And for the most part, I get a lot of questions on relationships or, the new age woman versus what men are wanting versus what women are wanting. I have a few young ladies that might ask me a few questions about a lot of men that I have in my location because they might want to interact with them and things like that. A few of the guys are married. So a lot of the guys are single. For the most part, they're running into the same equation, questions, problems, and things of that nature. So it has a lot to do with dating, the dating field, who's out there, who's available, who's not, who is. A lot of it is like the blame game on the relationships. And today we're gonna tackle this topic, man. We're gonna get into it. So um, there's a lot of dating apps out there. There's a lot of people that are on these dating apps, and I would like to tell people most of the time. I tell them, I said, I asked them what dating app it is. I'm not going to name them up here on here, but a lot of them are um, available to men and women. Some of them have them to where you can swipe picture by picture. Some of them have them to where you get balloons, you give out hearts, you give out a lot of an array of different things to interact with these people. Most of your apps are to where if you happen to like this person like you, they match you up, right? They put you in what can I say, a certain inbox or whatever the case may be. And if you just so happen to match with this person will then be set up with you, set up to make the match, right? And they make the match and everything is good. You know what? I don't even need these. Hold on. So they're able to make the match. They can actually meet up with the person. Guys can go out, you can go out to dinner, you can meet up and do whatever it is after you make the conversation, right? Um, thing about the app is most of these apps will make you pay a percentage of money to see it. So say for instance, I'm on there and I like a young lady and I might swipe to the next 10 women. Well, if she is a match with me, they won't let me know that she's a match. They just say you have a match, but they won't let me know who she is, what she looks like. They're gonna blur out the picture, right? So you don't really get to see this person that you're matched up with, this person that you're compatible with, right? So what they do is they make you pay. Of course, the apps are there to get their bread, they get their money. So you can't hate them for that. They're gonna get their bread by teasing you a little bit, luring you in and say, okay, look, on the other side of this blurry picture, you can be finding your perfect person, right? So I have a young man. He gets on this app, and I can say that he's probably been on here maybe 2 years, at least year and a half, right? And the different stories that this guy has brought back to me about what happened on these dates is crazy. And right now on the app or just in the community of dating right now and in general, a lot of young ladies are able to go out with a different guy every day, every day of the week. And she can get a meal, she can go out to drinks, for drinks, excuse me. She can see a lot of these young men, and then the men typically will have it to where they're not getting as many women. And I guess it depends on how you look, what you put on your profile, um, whatever attracts them into your inbox. I don't know. So I told the dude, I was like, look, man, you keep going out and you're getting the same results every time. You meet a chick, y'all talk for a couple of days, for an hour or whatever, you go out on a date, they get the meal, they get the drinks, you go out, and next thing you know, I don't, it's over with. It's going to be a up and down roller coaster for a year and a half. So I'm like, I don't know if it's just this person or what's going on. But prior to that, I'm hearing a lot of my clients are saying, it's not a lot of good women out there. And the women are saying the same thing. Not a lot of good men out there. The men are this and the men are that. The women are this and the men are that. Now we have to come to the conclusion that, and this is just realistic, real life. We need to stop playing the blame game, right? Stop playing the blame game, man, because the simple fact is you might be he or she going to the same environment looking for the same person getting the same results. And what I mean by that is that both men and women can be dogs, unfaithful, cheaters, liars. It's just the nature of being a human, right? So we can't consistently on all these YouTube channels and these podcasts and these dating sites saying, "Oh yeah, I'm meeting nothing but trash, and this guy is no good, and this girl is no good." Not. We're human. Both sides can be terrible. I'm pretty sure that you have dated some good people and some bad people, and it just wasn't working out. The dating apps are the same thing, and this is not strictly for the dating apps. This is just saying that look, if if you have 10 years of bad interactions with males and females, right? And you haven't met anyone yet, 9 times out of 10, these people are ending up on these dating apps. You have a lot of females that have been, we could say, around the block a couple of times. I'm not gonna call out no names of what you might be doing. You just might have some miles on you. Same as the men, right? And I think the men use it as a tactic to say, okay, I'm gonna prey on the young ladies that might have been going through this. Some of the women are like, you know what? I've been with a few guys this year, a couple of past years, and this just hasn't worked out. So I'm gonna get on this dating app. Now we got to come to the realization is, in fact, that the apps will be perfect, like a perfect place to find the bottom of the barrel. Because you got to think, if you're in a relationship, if you're in a good relationship, you're not on a dating app. If you're having a good chance of meeting people, you're not on a dating app. If you have a high success rate, you're not on a dating app, right? So just imagine that if it's like a continuation school. Well, everybody gets kicked out of the high school or in a real school, and they're so bad that they end up in the school with a lot of bad people. Look at the dating app the same way. A lot of you guys are hitting this dating app, and it's the bottom of the barrel. So, with that being said, you're getting the bottom of the barrel results. So, with that being said, you're gonna get what you're looking for, basically. Because a lot of the times they're on there, and the first thing they say on that dating app is, if you're here for just this and that and that and that and that, you can just swipe on. Well, simple fact is that's what they're there for. Because like I like to say is, if a person tried to trick the first time, the reason they're gonna try it the second and third time is because it worked. So if they're gonna go on a dating app and looking for the bottom of the bottom, guess what? It worked. right? So number one, we need to stop playing the blame game. We've done wrong to each other. We can't keep on putting this scenario out there or this bad thing to saying that, oh, I can't meet a good woman or I can't meet a good man because they're bad or it's just not good ones out there. Or some good ones out there, you're just not finding them because you're looking in the same place. You ever hear a person when they say that person has a what is it called? A type. That person has a type. If you're attracting the same guys, the same women, then you have a type. And you might need to break the cycle of the type. You might need to stop looking out for the same woman. See, now I'm gonna put myself in the equation, right? I can be hanging out with my homeboys. A certain type will walk up in the building, and my partners will look at me like, "Oh yeah, he gonna want that one." Same way for my homeboys. I can look at him and be like, "Oh yeah, he finna go bananas for that one. She gonna be nut." You know what I'm saying? He finna go crazy over that one. But the thing about it is, you have a type, and sometimes you gotta step up out of that square. You gotta step up out of that box to look at the ones you might have been overlooking to find the one that you might need, right? So, with that being said, I'm gonna start off with a few things here, um, and see if we can change the scenario or what's going on, right? So, number one, I would say stay off the dating sites because I have a female client. She sent me, and I thought it was easier for the female, but until she sent me the inbox of what she gets in her inbox, I was like, fellas, we gotta do better. If that's the way we recruiting, the women pool is pretty messed up too. But I had to put myself in a situation and say, well, dang, if that's available, man, I'm scared for my daughters. You know what I'm saying? I got daughters out here. I'm gonna be actually scared to see what they have to choose from. Some of these YNs are crazy. They crash dummies. They crashing out. They taking pictures. And I wish I wish I had the pictures to post up, but I don't. But they're taking pictures with alcohol and guns, immediately telling the female, "That's all I do is smoke weed." You know what I'm saying? Um, their shirts off, flexing in the mirror, doing all kind of weird stuff. Now, hey, if that's what you do, I'm just saying I don't do it. Yeah, I want to meet a organic woman and in an organic situation, and nice wholesome woman. You know what I mean? And talk to her and get to know her on a whole different level. But I'm not sending any pictures. I don't do none of that. You know what I mean? A lot of women inboxes are flooded with these type of photos, man. And it's crazy that a guy who won't even know a woman will send a picture of his private part. I don't get that, man. I'm not from that area. I'm that era. I'm not from, I don't understand it. I mean, I don't care what you build like. It's just some things you don't do, fellas. And we need to step up the game to have these women more attracted to real men, right? So she said what she did was she went on and paid for the subscription just to see what was on the other end of the blurry picture. And when she sent me this, I was like, man, I'm looking at it as if I'm the big brother. Like, nah, don't go out with him. He looks like a pedophile. Don't go out with him. He looks like a rapist. Don't go out like with him. He look like he gonna smoke weed in your house all day and take your car while you at work. Some baby boy type stuff. So it's bad on both ends. You know what I mean? You don't have it on the good side and you don't have it on the bad side. You know what I mean? Either side, it's just gonna be bad for the women and the men. And I thought it was just the men because a lot of the women were taking getting taken out on a date. And as soon as the date was over, it was like, well, what you gonna do? And he thinking he finna make it in the house and he ain't even finna make it to the parking lot to the car. You know what I mean? So fellas, most of these women are gonna meet you. They're gonna meet you at the location off these dating apps. You need to change the app, man. There's things called grocery stores, organic meeting, the gym, organic meeting. You can actually meet him or her at a place that you visit or in what you on your day-to-day routine, your day-to-day commute on things that you do. And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna find somebody that's in your same interest. You see what I'm saying? Like you're able to see this person in a different light. Their representative is not showing up. you're gonna see the real, true, natural person that you're intending to meet, you know. And with that being said, you really need to take ownership, man, male and female. You need to take ownership of, first of all, who you are and what you do. And you have to take ownership for making bad decisions and cut out the blame game. So with that being said, if you're gonna go to the club, you're gonna get club results. You know, if you're meeting this person at a bar, that's cool. You have a hookah lounge, which is very average. A lot of people meet. But if you're going out to a club and you meet a young lady or you meet a young man and you like, you know what, I don't want to be out in the club anymore. I don't, after a couple of times of dating, you know what I mean? I don't want to hang out in the club no more, or I don't want to be in that type of environment. Well, you met that person in an environment and then y'all came together and y'all kicked it. And all of a sudden, you want to fall off from going to the club. But this person still wants to go. So just imagine you're dating, right? And after 6 weeks, because dating doesn't take that long before somebody is claiming somebody or claiming to be exclusive. Exclusive. I don't even think they even do it no more. They just two dates in your mind. You know, I took you to McDonald's, I took you to Burger King, you my girl, or you my man. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we need to do, stop doing. We need to stop going to the club and meeting people, right? I ain't gonna say you can't do it, but just think about this. You going to the club, you going to the bowling alley, you going to the bar, you going to the hookah lounge, you going to the cigar lounge, you're going to the concert, wherever you're going, you meet this person. After 6 weeks, this person was like, you know what? I don't want to go out. I really didn't like going out in the first place. But now the person you met is like, you know what? I still got it in me. I still want to go out there and party a little bit. I still want to get it in. So now you might not want to go to the club with this person. But guess what the person gonna do? You know, I'm tired of standing in the house. You don't want to go out with me? They're like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go out with my boys. Or I'm gonna go out with my girl, right? So now you didn't broke the circle of meeting someone and coming into the crib and thinking that they're in the same level that you are in, right? So now this person goes out once with the homies, once with the homegirl. Now all of a sudden you sitting at the crib. How you meet him is how you lose him. 9 times out of 10, she's gonna get out there, look good. He's gonna get out there, look good. And this person is gonna be like, you know what? I might slip get a phone number. I just want to see if I still got it. Something's bound to happen. You know what I mean? So with that being said, both people have to be in agreement to say, look, I'm not going out no more. You're not going out no more. You know what I mean? Or I want to make sure that you're on the same page. Because if that person starts going out later on, it's gonna go from one weekend kicking it with the homies to 2 weekends kicking it with the homies to next thing you know, they going out and you're not. Now here come the problem. You going out too much. When I met you in the club. Yeah, but it wasn't going out. Now you going out too much. Somebody wants more than the other person is willing to do. He or she. Now both of y'all are sitting in a situation to where somebody wants somebody to be home and discontinue that life, right? So it all starts in the beginning, in the dating pool. People need to really just date. You really just need to really go out there and date somebody, but you have to be real with oneself, like I said. And with that being said, is if I was to meet a young lady, you know what I'm saying, and she asked me, "What are you doing?" I shouldn't be afraid to say I'm dating. And as a young lady, you shouldn't be afraid to say that you're dating other people also, or hear that somebody's dating other people because they're going through the selection period, the selection time of saying, "Hey, I want to meet somebody. I'm going to shoot my shot when I meet that person. But in the meantime, I'm actually dating somebody." So if we go out once or twice, no, we're not in a relationship. Nah, just don't assume that we were together because we done went out and had some fun, a couple of drinks and things like that. So now in the beginning, you need to really date. Be realistic, set realistic expectations on what you wanting to have and what you want to turn out to be, right? So don't just be thinking like, oh, the first time, you know what I mean? And we kicked it. Because what happens is people go out, right? You might go on a date, meet somebody, but then 3 times y'all kicking it or whatever, and all of a sudden you're claiming this person. Some people, I'm be realistic. You know who you are. Y'all might go out the first night, meet somebody. You might not even go out the first night. You might just meet that person the first night and you guys have a sexual encounter, right? All of a sudden, all the emotions and the feelings that you done gave this person in one night, somebody's more attached than the next person than the other person, right? So now you didn't gave up the goodies. And as a man or a female, you didn't took the goodies. Not like in a rape situation, but you've gotten the goodies and you've pulled the wool over this young lady's eyes or this young man's eyes because you can go both ways. The dude can get not, get attached to you, and the next thing you know, he can't get over to you, and you on to the next man, or she can't get over to you over you, and then you on to the next woman. So with that being said, what you have to do is date, right? If you've been having the same outcome, the same situations unfolding to where you're still lonely, you're still looking for a person, you're not being honest with yourself. You know why? Because you've let that person in, you let this person be, and you let this person become what the rest of them are, right? He or she can fall under the same bracket. So you need to date accordingly. Stop giving up the goodies on the first night. Change what you've been doing. Because if you keep on doing the same thing, expecting different results, and they call that insanity. You feel me? So what you just need to start doing is start vetting these people a lot better, man. You know what I mean? And fellas, you got to start being honest with the women. You can't. This is what you got to do. You got to date in your same bracket, right? You stop setting the false expectations. You got to be real with yourself. So what you got to start doing is if you know that this young lady has 1, 2 kids, and you're not looking to have any kids or be around kids. You're not good with kids. You need to set that off and let that off. No, let her know in the beginning. I don't think this is gonna work because I shouldn't be dating a young lady with kids. I'm not ready to be a stepdad. Can't even, you know what I mean? I want to travel. I want to move about the country, move about the state, the city in a different manner. I don't want you to be waiting for no boyfriend. I mean babysitters. And I definitely don't want to hold you up. So I'm gonna be real with you and let you know, no matter how good you look, how fine oh my goodness, you look good. But I'm gonna have to pass this up. That's what we need to start doing. We need to start being real with each other. And ladies, just because this fella is coming over there, man, don't mean that the fella want to stay. Stop giving up the goodies when you know you're looking for somebody that's gonna hold you and your little one down, and vice versa. Stop being a single female out there, getting with these dudes that multiple kids around the city, multiple baby mamas. Or you met this dude, he had a chick. Oh, I'm gonna win him over. I'm gonna be the one that get him. Nah, you're gonna be the one that lose him. You're gonna be the one that lose that young fella because guess what? He has multiple women. He's gonna have multiple kids somewhere, and it's gonna be you that's gonna end up another number under his baby mama bracket or his kid's mother bracket or a lady that's just fatherless households. A lot of these kids, a lot of these situations are coming from one night stands. We just gotta be real with each other. So with that being said, we need to stop laying down with each other because it goes down to the cardinal rule. Let's just be real with it. We all know we supposed to be married before we even have kids. No premarital sex in God's eyes, because a lot of us don't even put him in the picture. And we need to sit here and make sure that it's the person you want to marry if you get in a situation like that. That's just real talk. But we overlook that, but we expect different results. We overlook that it was supposed to be a commitment, right? And we want a female to be wifey material. We want a man to be husband material. But guess what? We don't have no commitment like that. If I'm meeting you that first night and we doing this, we can't play house like they said. And that's what we've been doing. So if you expecting different results out of that, goes back to that insanity bit. You expecting somebody to be hubby. You expecting somebody to be wifey, but y'all doing marital things, right? Husband and wife things and expecting different results. So nah, it ain't gonna work out. And that's another thing. We meet each other, and guess what? People want to live with each other. Old school, my granny and them used to call it back in the day. We all know the word, shacking up. We just shacking up, right? And then when it don't work, what ends up happening is you end up putting all that baggage in your bag. Broken relationships, unfaithfulness, broken promises, liars, cheating, and all that. And what you do is what Erica Badu say is, bag a lady. You're putting all this stuff in your bag, and what you're doing is bringing this to the relationship that you're looking forward to have. So now, not only do you have a checklist full of stuff that didn't happen, but you got a checklist of what the other dude has done, and you finna bring it to this new dude. And fellas, the same way. You sitting here judging this woman off of what the other chick done, and you fix to mess up your current relationship. So we need to stop shacking up and living with each other before that, because you don't really get the understanding of how this thing goes. And what you do is you bring in a lot of unnecessary and expectations and it messes up your current situation. So that's why you have to be real with yourself. We have to be real with each other. So we got to remember to go date. We have to remember that we're not fixing to sit out here and be like, you know what? I don't think I want to deal with women with children. I got to be finished with the club. You know, what I mean, I got to be finished with going out and being seen, because what comes along with that? Shoes, dressing, Jordans. You know what I mean, and all these crazy things like that. And women, you got to understand, you want a man. You don't want no kid. And when I say kid, you have children, or you might not, but you bringing in another kid. Men, women, ladies. If you're dating a dude, he must be done with playing video games. I know, fellas, I'm like, "Nah, this dude tripping now." I don't care, homie. You're a grown dude. I don't care what stage you are, unless you're a single dude, single male taking care of all your stuff, you're an entrepreneur and you had this ample amount of time, play your video games. Do whatever you're gonna do. But understand, when that young lady comes out here, homie, she don't want you on Black Ops. She ain't trying to see you level up on GTA under the headphones playing. You gotta actually pay attention to this woman. And ladies, stay off the social media when you're around your dudes. Right now, we're in an age where social media is crazy. It's taking over everything. I know some people that can't stay off TikTok long enough. TikTok just recently went down. A lot of people almost lost their mind. It's crazy. So social media has changed a lot. Not only has it changed the way we approach women, how we approach men, how men or see women in the public. You know, you might see a woman in public and want to speak to her, but the whole time she like, oh no, I'm checking out this inbox. We don't even holler at women the same. The women ain't even used to men talking to them a certain way in public. A simple, hey, how you doing? We can't even get that without even it's so close to being, I want to be approached, or he's a rapist, or what is that? What are you doing? You know what I mean? We don't even know how to do that no more if just because of social media. You know what I mean? And women, we in public, be approachable. You going home every day talking about you can't find a man. They scared to approach me. I don't know why. What's going on? Well, maybe if you take that pit bull mug off your face and smile a little bit, somebody will holler at you. But if you looking angry like somebody that stole your purse, killed your dog, stole your rent money or something like that, ain't nobody gonna want to approach you, man. You got to make yourself approachable. You know how many women I see in public just because my grandmother raised me right? I just speak like, hey, how you doing? I'm not trying to holler at you, but I'm speaking because in the black community, we have lost the respect. Even men. I walk through and see men, you know what I mean? I'm used to saying, hey, how you doing, brother? It's the code. Remember this? What's up, bro? And that was just the code that we used as men to walk through and say, everything is cool. I see you out here, brother. Yeah, you doing your thing. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, but nowadays, none of the signals don't even exist no more. None of the signals exist no more, which is crazy to me. So women, if you out there expecting a man to approach you and you're not approaching, you looking all in your face, you're not gonna get no man to approach you. If you steady looking down, you ain't looking to see what's going on, checking your surroundings. First of all, for safety. Second of all, you never know what young man wants to holler at you, speak to you, greet you, or just tell you you might have dropped something behind you. You know what I'm saying? We got to change the way we are doing things right now because we're getting too comfortable in the stupid stuff that we do, right? And we got to set the expectations, right? You can't want the tall, dark, handsome fella, rich, gotta be a Scorpio, can't be a Sagittarius, could be a Leo, can't be a Capricorn type dude. And you're not even putting in the work with yourself. Your health is your wealth. You know what I mean? Now you're breaking it down to a percentage of guys. You want him tall, boom. You want him muscular, boom. He has to be rich, boom. He can't be this, boom. Drive a certain car, boom. He has to have a certain house, boom. He can't have any kids, boom. Now, guess how much you working with right now. You think it's this big. You think your pool is this big of the choosing from. Nah. Some of them dudes are married, taken in relationships. Fellas, the same way. Women are going around getting surgery, BBLs, BBLs. Women cut it out with the lashes, all the fake hair. Most of these guys want natural women. The women are trying to fool the guys. Women are doing it for other women. They say they do it for themselves, but you always want to blame it on the men. But you say, yeah, the men like it, but you're doing it for yourself. There's never once if a man is at his house over here in Grand Prairie and Arlington, and the women are in Fort Worth and Prosper, right? Or are they over here in McKinney and North Dallas? We in two separate households. There's no way that you can say this man wants this and wants me to be looking a certain way if y'all never met and y'all live so far apart. When you decide to put on the fake hair, the buns, the fake breasts, the fake eyelashes, the fake nails, the fake everything, you can't blame it on a dude that ain't never met you and you saying you doing it for him. Make it make sense. Make it make like logical mathematical sense. It's not true. You're doing it for yourself. You're looking at the other chicks on these social media sites like, oh, it looks good. 'Cause like I said, I had a few else in my chair looking on her phone, judging other women. Oh, this can't be real. Oh no, oh no, look how that can't be this. She can't be working out. Work out. Get in the gym. If you find that you got a little muffin top or you got a little bit more than what you think you have, go work out a little bit. Fellas, stop asking and setting the expectation saying you want a female to be looking this way, and you ain't working on yourself. You got love handles. Like they say, "Oh, look, but daddy, you got titties." You need to work on yourself too, man. You can't expect to be chubby and then looking for a bad one. Come on, man. We got the game mixed up, messed up. Set the expectation and set the tone, man. So women, you cannot be looking for tall, dark, handsome, fast, rich, and all that. You're putting yourself in a certain bracket, a certain pool. It's your room for error is real small. Your selection is going to be real small. You're looking for a small percentage of men, and you ain't gonna find it. And you're not working on yourself. We need to be working on both men and females. You need to work on each other, man. I see too many places where we are dividing it and everybody's shooting cross saying, oh, it's their fault. No, it's their fault. It's their fault. They don't have this and that. No, it's a we. We all French. We don't have it together as a community of black people. You know what I'm saying? Go work out. Get yourself straight. Take care of yourself. Men, stay out the video games. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Um, a lot of women set that expectation, but if the good guy comes in to play, guess what they saying? Oh, I don't want the he a little too nerdy. Oh, he ain't my type. But let them they always say I want somebody that's thugging or a little bit more aggressive and all that. I can understand. You want somebody to protect you. You want somebody that's gonna be, on your corner in your corner when something happens, right? But you're getting the same results. You want the good guy, the thug guy, the nigga with the tattoos and all that. But guess what? You're getting the same results. But you're passing up the good fella talking about, oh no, he's not my type. Or he's not for me. But you ain't never gave this dude a shot. That could be your knight in shining armor. But you have a selection of things that you just overlooking because you are putting false things in your mind that you want and your expectations are not there. Same as for us the guys. You want this bad chick doing all this and doing all that, but understand that's maintenance that has to be taken care of. Yeah, she can have it. She can do whatever she want to do, right? And she attracts you. But Understand if you go get that Ferrari, you're gonna have a Ferrari insurance, you're gonna have Ferrari car note, you're gonna have Ferrari deductible, and you're gonna have a lot of that stuff you gotta maintain for that woman because she's not gonna want to downgrade herself, but she has to be able to do it herself. Not on no man's bill, not on no man's budget. If she's doing it herself, then you have to match that. I ain't saying you can't have that lifestyle, but you should be able to match the lifestyle that she has and bring that together. And women, you can't be sitting here talking about, oh, I'm gonna meet this dude and I'm gonna make his life better. This dude is an entrepreneur, taking care of his own stuff. I'm gonna help him clean up his house. His mother taught him how to clean the house. Well, I'm gonna come over there and make him better and cook. He know how to cook. This man is taking care of himself before he met you. I'm gonna tell you this. There's not a woman that can come in my life and saying that she can cook for me, clean for me, shop for me, decorate my house, buy my car, do any of that thing because I can do it for myself and I'm doing it for myself. So when you come into the picture with me, what are you bringing to the table that I can't already do for myself? What can you give me that you have not given another man? And we need to look at that at the same time. So right now, I'm not fixing to sit here and tell a woman like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna mess with you. You got, no." Right now, I have a preference. I know what I'm looking for. I know my worth. I know what I want. I know what's out there, and I know what I. So I'm not going to waste anybody's time because I'm real enough to tell you that from the jump, right? Simply for because I know what's best for me, and I know what I've been through, and I know what I'm trying to go at this age. So in your 20s, that's what you're looking for. You're gonna party. You can be more selective. You can be in the club. In your 30s, you start tuning it down a little bit. You're not hanging out as much. You're going out once every once in a while. You're changing the locations that you go to and different things of that night of that nature. You're trying to achieve different goals. Hopefully, within your 20s, you have your goals, and you now here to set those goals in your 30s. About 40, oh, you should be narrowing it down and you should be almost there, or you should be right there on the brink of almost accomplishing other goals that you mainly set in your 30s to achieve, right? But in your 50s, you should have it all together. 'Cause I'm gonna give you this fun fact. Most people that get married the first time, if it doesn't work out and they get separated, the second one, the statistics shows that the higher percentage of people that get married the second time has figured it out, and those last longer than the first marriage. Why? Because you have figured out the craziness that you do not want to go through, stuff you will not tolerate, and what the expectation is. Just like I said in the beginning of this, set realistic expectations. So, women, stop being so crazy when you know what I mean when you're making a selection process. Men, stop playing the games. You're too old to play some of these games. You still thinking you're a player. You know what I'm saying? At a certain age, that was cool in your 20s or your teens. Women, stop lying to these dudes. You know what I mean? We know that you can get a man before it's gonna be 50 dudes in your inbox before it's five women in a man's inbox. It might take a dude 6 months to get five women, maybe a year to even talk to them. Women are gonna get hollered at as soon as they walk out the door, right? You're gonna get approached in different scenarios on accident. So let's just be like real with each other. You know what I mean? So um, let me like what's her name? Tasha on Power, right? And this was a TV show that came on a couple of years ago, and Power showed you a guy that was in the game hustling, and he's trying to get out of the game, right? And this goes back to my club analogy when somebody meet each other. Y'all go to the club, and at some point, somebody wants to do something different, and eventually they fall off. Tasha was living a lifestyle. She had helped this guy achieve some, he was thugging when he was younger. Ghost, his name was Ghost. Um, to where when they bring you into the show, they're living in a penthouse. I think they had two kids, no, three children. They had a daughter, a son, Tyreek, the daughter, and then a baby girl. All right. At some point, Ghost was trying to get out of the game. He said, "You know what? I'm done. I'm trying to change Tasha." Tasha was like, we gonna still live the life that you gonna sell this dope. You gonna do what you're supposed to do. We gonna be balling, and it's how we gonna do it. At that point, Tasha didn't want to listen to her dude. He's the head of the household at that point, right? He's trying to make better decisions for the family. So this is how most divorces come in, or most disagreements in relationships. Somebody is trying to mature than the next person and trying to change something. That's why we have to make sure that we even, right? So in the long run, what happens was, I don't know if you just to, if you didn't know about the story, he ends up meeting somebody from his past. This person was established. She was a detective. Did he cheat on this girl? Yeah. Did he make it right? In return, Tasha went and cheated on the driver with the driver. Did make it right? I know y'all like, yeah, she got back. Nah. Either way it go, it wasn't right. Even if Ghost didn't do that, Tasha still did that, however the case may be. It doesn't make it right on either end. Right. But somebody wanted to change and somebody wanted to remain. Right. And it didn't work out. Ghost ended up dying. They ended up losing the kids. Tyreek went on to do whatever Tyreek did. The sister died. I don't know where baby girl went. I stopped watching after season one. But the point that I'm making is when you're in this dating pool, make sure you're dating and exhausting all efforts before you try to settle down with somebody that's in a different place or a different level than you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you finding that person. Take your time to find the right person. Set the real expectation, a realistic expectation. You know what I'm saying? Be real with yourself. Understand what you're getting into and fix yourself first. Don't go out here thinking that, oh, I'll give them 20% and this person is working with 100% on the other end. Work on yourself first. Know what you want out of life. Get yourself correct and make the better decisions to get better results. So, because as men and women, especially our Black community, a lot of things have come into play and messed up a lot of things that we have, and we are not being real with each other. You know what I mean? So going forward, man, I believe this stuff can work. If we go out there and date and we get everything straight, be real with the person, make better selections, and know what you're looking for. Know what you have to offer. You know what I'm saying? Make the better selections. Stop expecting somebody to be your husband. Stop expecting somebody to be the wife because they don't have a ring on the finger. Like Beyonce, if you like it, put a ring on it. Make sure you make those better selections. So with that being said, man, um, men and women, I wish y'all the best in y'all's dating pool, selection pool. Stay out off the website. Stay off the dating sites, man. Meet somebody organically. Meet somebody at the gym, grocery stores, at the light, old school. Hey, how you doing? Speak, smile, be friendly. Stop acting like somebody woke up with you that morning. We didn't wake up in the same bed, man. You might be passing up every opportunity that you had simply because you can't smile. God woke you up this morning, man. Be happy to be above ground. Like I tell people, they ask me how I'm doing. I say, hey, any day above ground is a good day for me. I come from the Scarface movie, just in case y'all didn't know. But I was using beforehand. But like I said, man, make a change. It starts with us, people. Stop blaming each other. Go out there and find something. Date somebody. Be real with everybody, man. Stay out the clubs. Change up your venues. Do day parties. You know what I mean? Do old school kickbacks or get-togethers or whatever the case may be. Domino nights, spades, old school spades. You remember that? Get a couple of your homies over and call a couple of their homies. They call a couple of their homies, and y'all just have a good night, a good time. You know what I'm saying? And stay off the social media. You know what I'm saying? Don't live in your inbox because that is fake, false, everything too. Meet people organically. Do the right thing, man. Love one another. Go out there and date. Have fun. You know what I'm saying? You only get a couple of chances to get this thing right. So with that being said, man, I want to thank y'all for just, hearing, sitting here, checking out the PM podcast. Um, Comment, like, subscribe, the PM lifestyle on YouTube, Falon McKnight on Instagram, Falon McKnight on Fanbase, Falon McKnight on Twitter. If you want to inbox me, comment below, email me, the PM Lifestyle Podcast at gmail.com. We can keep this conversation going on. I'm hoping to have a series of these, man, so we can get the conversation going, get a lot of feedback. I want to in the future have a guest of women. I want to have a show full of men, and then one day, eventually, once we get all that established and that the conversations and the questions get answered, I want to put it together and have one together, and we can have an adult conversation because that's all this is. Let's just have an adult conversation about men and women. So with that being said, man, shout out to my boy Sugar Slim. You know, we got to pay the sponsors, man. Sugar Slim on Instagram beats. Sugar Slim. If you need your beats for a podcast, if you need it for music, tracks, videos, whatever the case, whatever you got going and you need some music, man, holla at my boy Sugar Slim, aka Mr. Blue Check Slim on Instagram. Instagram/Sugar Slim. He gonna get you right, man. And let him know Pete sent you from the PM podcast, man. Shout out to all my people. You have a great Sunday, man.